you.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. You alright? Hello.
Good, how are you?
St. Mary, please.
Hiya, you alright? Thought I'd come in and do stuff.
German equivalent to the War Graves Commission aren't funded by their government. They have to rely on volunteers. To Normandy because they didn't think that would be quite so ferocious. Okay, so those poor blokes ended up being in just as bad a position as it was when they got here. Okay, so a look at this particular site is lovely. If anyone finds a 16-year-old, 1928, come and grab a remembrance.
So guys,
So I was trying to film up them looking down.
You found one?
I just wanted to close to your hand. Thank you. Come on.
How does it feel visiting this cemetery?
once again, it's very moving because you just take a look at any grave and you realise they could be 40 years old, they could be 30, they could be 16. There's quite a few people in here who were 16. That's about my age, and it's just war is hell, and having to put a 16-year-old through war and dying for it, it's really distressing.
What have you learned so far on this trip?
So far on this trip, I think I've learned to be respectful and to commemorate the lives of such young men who have passed away in this tragic war.
What are your current emotions from being in this cemetery?
It's a bit sad because there's hundreds of people who died.
How does it feel visiting this cemetery?
I think visiting this cemetery is very important, as you can read the numbers and you can look at the rolls of honours, but at the end of the day they're just numbers. Whereas if you look behind me, you see the vast amount of just, you know, you've got the blocks on the floor with not even just one person on, there's sometimes two, and just the vast majority of these have got two people on. showing just how many deaths there were, and very young as well, some as young as 16. Finley, can you please tell us what you're doing on this screen?
Basically, I'm listening to these chaps like Lucien Tisserand, what a legend. He's very good at speaking.
And what's he telling you about? The arrival of the Volksbund in 1993.
We're nearly being blown over the edge.
Stop hiding! Yeah, I haven't done that.
Watch north, he doesn't fly off.
He's fine, I think. Yeah, he's alright.
Do you want to take a picture of this lot? Or give me the camera? The camera's saving you.
Everybody's I am.
Okay. Pardon? You okay?
Finley! 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 Okay, can you tell us about the memorial, please? Okay, so this memorial shows about all the people that died in our war that came from Britain and France, as you can see from them two flags.
Thank you.
And what can you tell us about what is this? How many soldiers are in here, and do you know what countries are in?
I generally cannot tell about how many. It probably just says maybe about like hundreds, maybe thousands on each pillar.
Yeah.
Just a lot. I could probably estimate about
And is it the allies or is it the enemies?
allies.
Okay, thank you. Today we're here with, what's your name?
Marta.
Marta, and where are we today?
We're at the memorial for the Union Jack.
Yeah, that's it. And how does it feel being at the Normandy Memorial?
It's really tragic to see all these names, and they were so young, most of them. And it's really, really sad to see, and they did it so beautifully, and it really shows how sad it is.
Yeah, if you just step to the side for me really quickly, and we zoom in there, and I'll zoom in over there, it says the number of deaths on each pillar. So what does that pillar say? Is it to the right?
Yeah, it says 139.
139, wow. How does that make you feel? On each pillar there's more than 120 men dying.
Well, as I said, it's really tragic to see, and it just shows how, like, horrible it really was. But I don't think it really shows all their individual pain, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that's very good, thank you.
Reese.
Alright, Reese, and as you can see here, can you tell us what you see?
I can see the ages of the young men who were fighting in Operation Normandy.
Okay, can you talk to us about Operation Normandy, please?
Well, obviously it was the operation to storm the beaches of Normandy and furthermore liberate France from control of Nazi Germany.
So there's 1,475 silhouettes in right here, and they represent every single British soldier that died on the first day of the Normandy landings.
Hello, and today we are at the English memorial site for all the troops who lost their lives during D-Day and the following campaign. As you can see behind me, we have all the troops under British command that lost their lives on the 6th of June 1945. Every single statue represents one person who lost their lives. This is a very good memorial site, as you can see firsthand how many people lost their lives, and it's not just a number. And behind us we have every single pole has loads of names on it of every single person who lost their lives during the campaign under British command. Thank you.
Okay, so currently we're at one of the British war cemeteries, and behind me we have just statues of all these soldiers on the first day that died in D-Day. So, Danny, what is behind us currently?
We're at the British Normandy Memorial, which a month ago the King, Rishi Sunak, President Macron and a bunch of various political leaders came to commemorate 80 years since D-Day landings. If you have a look behind us, you'll see that there's a bunch of silhouettes, and there's precisely 1,475, which commemorates every single British soldier who lost their life on the first day of the Normandy landings.
Okay.
We're here to commemorate how many soldiers died and walk amongst them.
We are totally going to make them stand and hold that quite a bit now. Enjoy the moment. Hold the pose, that's still going.
a lot of you have been told or know about the Atlantic Wall and the development that the Germans built to defend themselves against attack. Okay, came all the way from the top of Norway, all the way down the coast, all the way to Spain, the Spanish border. This is part of the remaining Atlantic Wall as they would have known it 80 years ago. And what you've got here is 4 encasements. You've got one over there, this one, that one, and another one further round. Okay, and they were in action right from the very beginning of D-Day, when the HMS Ajax in particular was out on the coast there with the specific task of knocking these 4 emplacements out. Pretending you're firing, yeah?
You go like that, put it in,
Yeah.
and then pull it down with the post over there.
How many shells a minute? 7 or 8 shells a minute. Be fired from that. Yeah?
Pull that back.
Go on then. What do you think? What do you think so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting, to say the least.
The ammunition would have been down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anything exploded out here, it wouldn't blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, no, of course. That's pretty cool. And also, I think that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How do you feel being in this bunker, knowing that people like this 80 years ago used to stay here?
I feel very lucky to be in this right now because this is a piece of history and probably people died here, I would imagine, because they would have been still in here when they got attacked by, I would guess, the British.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good,
great.
Rob.
What do you think about the artillery?
Huh?
What do you think about the artillery? Is it major how big it is? The artillery?
It's very impressive, I'll say that. It's a bit unaffected because now modern artillery can be moved. This one is, they know your position.
It's like Star Wars, isn't it? You know, you can only move it sort of
Yeah, like, it's very unaffective in like active combat.
Yeah.
But it probably caused one hell of a crater.
Yeah. I mean, 80 years ago, I mean, devastating. Do you know what it is for?
Yeah, if you see over here, concrete's been refilled in. But I would imagine it would be the stairs for the ammunition underneath it.
Yeah, exactly what it is for the
That's
ammunition.
quite correct, yeah.
Yeah, take it.
Hello, I'm Finley Chamberlain.
Hi Finley, how's it been so far?
It's been very fun. Like,
The trip, yeah?
yeah, the trip's been very fun. It's nice being like taught what happened.
Okay. And of the 3 days you've been here so far, what's the best bit that you'll remember the most so far?
Probably like visiting Omaha Beach.
Omaha Beach, yeah? Was that what you were looking forward to most? And it didn't disappoint, no? Okay. Right, have you seen Private Ryan, the film?
Yeah.
Yeah? So could you picture that beach with lots of spikes and things for them to hide behind that weren't there now, but
see the harbours as well.
yeah, but the length of distance between the coast, where the water comes up to, and where they had to go to was quite a long way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you impressed with it?
Very impressed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, girls, how's it been so far for you, the trip?
It's been really fun and really interesting.
Yeah.
Very
Have you learnt?
informative.
Sorry.
Very informative.
Okay. Of the bits you've done so far, which is the bit that's impressed you the most? What bit you really enjoyed the most?
Where we went yesterday, the airborne place.
Okay.
And there was all the iPad things. I really like that one.
Okay. Okay. Was it something you were expecting to see, or have you learnt a lot?
No, I learned a lot from it. I wasn't expecting to.
I like it's very visual, so I feel like see everything.
Okay. Right. So, are you looking forward? Well, you're looking forward to the rest of today. We're visiting a cemetery with lots of people from our borough buried there, and we're going to try and find them. And then we're going to Pegasus Bridge, which really special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Who's doing the airman?
Bob, do you need help with the camera? So Finley, what's the highest rank you've seen in the cemetery so far?
Lieutenant Colonel.
And would you say that's quite an important rank to be?
Very important rank. Like putting people in like places, telling people what to do. It's just basically keeping everything in charge.
So do you think this shows how even the Lieutenant Colonel is buried alongside all of the men he was in command of? Do you think this shows how every single person is the same?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard question actually. Wait, Jonas, come here, need help.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
Got a couple of questions to ask you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So, what's the highest rank you've seen so far in this cemetery?
Currently I have seen a Lieutenant Colonel, which is a very high rank in the British Army, one of the highest you can be.
Yeah. So, even the highest rank can die among its soldiers.
Yes, even though a Lieutenant Colonel would probably be in an office like miles away from the front line, they can still die in war, which shows how all men, privates to Lieutenant Colonels to Generals, are all the same, and in death they are one, because I saw the Lieutenant Colonel buried next to a private and an unknown soldier, so they are all equal in death.
Thank you very much.
Got it? Matthew, you got it? Yeah.
Panels.
Yeah.
So McRae, what are you going to do?
I'm going to place this down on
Show the
level
camera
chamber.
again quickly, please. Yep.
Right, hang on a minute. I need a photograph of you planting it.
Place it down.
Have you got it?
I'm trying to find it.
I don't know.
What is the connection behind it? Because someone wrote it. I think someone put it on that. Put it on that step.
Right.
Every time.
Are you going to? Are you going to let it then?
You can explain the ones that runs up.
Oh, that's it. Well done, Joey.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Right, we've got Go on.
Oh.
Are you smiling or you don't feel like smiling?
Smile.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like visiting a grave. You may not want to smile. Right, there you go. He doesn't want to smile. That's it. I've taken a few.
Right, hang on then, just wait there. That'd be a really good idea.
It's shut in a minute.
Right, wait till they've gone past.
I think we're still waiting for Sam to officially.
Oh yeah, he's booked in. I think Harry's gone to the toilet.
Miss!
I know I'm watching it real myself.
Oh, that bar's massive, Lola.
soldiers on the 650 feet. And the battery was guarded by 50 German soldiers. So, seeing time passed, anyway, they went to the assault, and there the battalion lost 50% of their men, wounded or killed. And the Normandy battery, the garrison there, surrounded when there was only 6 or 10 touch the troops during the landing. But in fact, when the battle was under control, the British saw that this cannon wasn't so important. So the objective was accomplished, but it was not a real success for the Sixth Army. Do you have questions on the book?
Yeah. For the Pegasus, for the poetry that we got, is it based on that? They have to like 50 miles like what they did for like what they had to switch.
I'm not sure I understand your sorry.
So for poetry,
yeah. We have here some codes, and the same codes are on the other side. It was the emplacement of the bombs. The case of this case of the German. The soldiers was trained as which could be bombed at any moment. So the objective was to take it soon as quick as possible. But they didn't know that in fact the German soldiers took the bombs and put them into a synchronized bunker because there was a fight of the German soldiers who put the bombs each morning. Is that clear? So we will go to the next. And the shock of the landing was so rude that most of the time it wasn't reusable again. Another thing plays a role why we don't have any original gliders is that the winter 44-45 was very rude, and as it is made of plywood, the local reused it to get some warmth. So it could carry about 30 men, 2 pilots plus 28 soldiers. Those pilots could fight, but there was a very precious resource for the British Army. So soon as possible they had to go back in England and they brought here other gliders. So as I mentioned, the shock was very brutal during the landing, and it was quite usual to get unconscious after the landing. And here there was also some pilots who went through the windshield. The soldiers called these gliders flying coffins. Here we have an original part, but it didn't participate to the D-Day. It was used for the training of soldiers in England. So there, in England, they trained very hard some months before the operation. They took position in an abandoned.
D-Day was an operation without precedent in military history. A vast piece of tactical planning and logistic support that involved the movement of thousands of men and their supplies across nearly 100 miles of water on a scale hitherto undreamed of in any amphibious operation. Like many great enterprises, it was made up of numerous smaller independent plans. One of these was the assault by the British 6th Airborne Division. It was an assault ordered directly by Field Marshal Montgomery, and it fell to General Richard Gale and his officers and men to plan and execute it. General Richard's mission was to secure the east or left flank of the Allied landing. This left flank had to be seized before the main seaborne assault, and then consolidated and defended. It would eventually form the hinge on which the entire Allied force would pivot as it broke out of the beachhead to sweep on to Paris, Brussels, Antwerp, the Rhine, and eventually into Germany. What the 6th Airborne Division achieved in those early hours and days of the invasion must never be forgotten.
Okay. Let's start, then run down with the others. Is it now?
It is now.
It is now. Okay, so I'll take our leave of you now. You're going back for your last evening in the hotel, and then you've got a very early start in the morning. Very early, yeah? Okay. But you can sleep on the boat, can't you? Okay.
No, because we can't be late. Just drag me from
So, can I say from the project's point of view, from the Forget Never Twinning project, it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you. You know, you've been a wonderful group as far as we're concerned, an absolutely wonderful group. I hope you've enjoyed it. What would be lovely when you get back home, before you break up for the school holidays, if any of you could write something as a feedback, telling us what you thought of your trip, the favourite bit, what you remember you think forever, whatever you want to say. It would be lovely to hear from you, and I hope it has been worth it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah? So, thank you.